Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. All right, today's video in Mr. McMurdo's Math Emporium, starring me, Mr. McMurdo. Today's video is going to be about multiplying decimal numbers. Multiplying decimal numbers. There are 3 steps to multiplying decimal numbers. The first step, I think, is very easy. Multiply ignoring the decimal points. Most of you ignore what I say most of the time, so you're good at ignoring. So just ignore the decimal points. 2, count the number of digits behind the decimal point in the problem. And 3, put that many digits behind the decimal point in the answer. So let's look at one. We're going to take 8/10 times 4. 8/10 times 4. I'm going to ignore the decimal point, and I'm just going to make this 8 times 4. What is 8 times 4? Good, 32.
I said it.
Okay, I've multiplied it, ignoring the decimal point. I get an answer of 32. Now, step 2 says count the number of digits behind the decimal point in the problem. There is only one number behind the decimal point in the problem. That means there has to be one number behind the decimal point in the answer. Yes, sir.
Is somebody listening to you?
No, I'm recording it.
Sorry. Did you need the answer on this?
No, I was just asking. Just a curiosity. Go! You bother me every time I record. All right, so 8/10 times 4 is 3 2/10. 8/10 times 4 is 3 2/10. Now, let's do the same problem, but we're going to add, let's just do it differently. We have 8/10 times 4/10. 8/10 times 4/10. We're going to ignore the decimal points. So we have 8 times 4. We multiply like we'd normally do, which is 32. Yes, ma'am?
Joseph S.
He's over there. We find the number of digits behind the decimal point, which is 1, 2. There are 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem. There have to be 2 behind it in the answer. So that makes it 32 hundredths. Now you want to answer that, please? Just say Mr. McMurdo's classroom. Okay, so the difference between these 2 problems. One has only one number behind the decimal point in the problem, so there's one number in the answer. The second one has 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem, so it has 2 behind it in the answer. I'll come back and do some more.